guys, it's Reagan and welcome to the start of another reading vlog. And this video is sponsored in part by Skillshare, which I will be chatting about later in the video. This video is very exciting, namely because I am doing two things that I just cannot wait. One of them isn't really a thing I'm doing, but more of a thing I'm receiving. Because this is the week where my bookshelves arrive, and I'm sure I'm gonna have multiple videos documenting this whole bookshelf thing, but they come tomorrow. We have to construct them and install them. It's gonna be a day, it's gonna be a process, but I truly cannot wait. I feel like I've had this day circled on my calendar for so long, and it's finally here. And then on top of that, I've also decided I'm going to start prepping my apartment for fall. I think I've convinced Clay to go on a fall candle run to stock up, and then I'm not sure if I'll do or pull up my fall decor this week or next week, but nonetheless I will at least have fall candles. But enough yammering on. I do want to talk about the TBR that I have for this video, as it's rather ridiculous. So without further ado, let's talk about it. So here's my stack of books for this video. Obviously this isn't going to be one where I finish probably any of these, but I would say I want to just get as far as I can in all of them. So my primary book of this vlog is definitely starting The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. I had this on my TBR for August, but I want to carry it over and just start this reread. I am kind of curious what I'll think about this first one. I feel like the second and third one I will likely very much like, but I'm curious if this will have some kind of like mid 2000s vibes about it, but we shall see. I've read this, but it's been so many years, so I've honestly forgotten most of what it's about, but I know it's a kind of a fantasy story about magic being illegal, and our main character gets caught and sent away to a new place where she's now kind of like controlled and regulated. So I plan to start this. And then these next two books, I'm in the midst of both of them already. So Rhythm of War, Matilda, I have finally started reading again after a bit of a hiatus. I read a decent amount at the end of August, and I'm just kind of on a roll, so I want to keep reading it. Obviously, it's not going to be my primary book for this vlog, but if I could read a couple hundred pages throughout the week, I would be very, very pleased with that. And then I'm currently listening to The Subtle Knife by Philip Pullman. It's my current Breath of the Wild audiobook select, so I imagine I will get a few hours of this listened to whilst I play that after work throughout the week. But yeah, these are the three books I plan to feature over the course of this vlog. Look at all those pages. Wish me luck. In other news, I did want to show off my dress because it's new. It's from Madewell. They've started releasing fall clothes, which honestly, I have been buying some fall clothes I cannot wear right now, but this was like the perfect buy because it's, you know, lightweight dress, perfect for a hot fall, but it's in this really nice kind of khaki green color, so I can layer it with tights and boots and the whole 9 yards later on. I'm a big fan. Today's lunch is a reprisal of the turkey sandwich, but instead I broiled it with some ciabatta. Delicious. Ooh, she's working at her desk. I'm still not totally sure on the arrangement of this room, but for now, you know, for what I have, I like where everything is, but I'm gonna get to it now. Heading off on our fall candle adventure. It is a breezy 99 degrees outside. Perfect temperature for getting some fall candles, but I wanted to get them as I'm wrapping up work, and then I'm gonna light them, do some reading, cozy up, start a new TV show, and it's gonna be a great evening, fueled by fall candles. Oh, and we've arrived. Let's go find some pumpkin spice. It's Halloween in our hearts. Boo, spooky. Mission success. Coming back when they're having their sale. Clay is so excited about this car wash. Did you pay extra for the multicolored foam? Oh my gosh, so scary. Alrighty, mission successful. We have a pumpkin cinnamon bun candle lit. And I'm gonna sit down and actually read some Rhythm of War, which I've been reading these past couple days and I've just been loving. I'm so happy to be back into the swing of things as it relates to this series. And this fourth book has really captured my attention. Adeline Navani, Kaladin, is he gonna make it out the other side? TBD, but I'm gonna sit down and do some reading now. All right, happy to report I've read a snappy 50 pages of Rhythm of War. Loving that book. As I mentioned in my recent wrap up, I love like the scientific components of it. There's also a quest. I love anytime they go into Shadesmere. I just think it's a really interesting locale. And I just am dying to figure out the mystery of this dang tower. And I feel like we might get it in this book. So I'm really curious as we like work towards that reveal. But now I'm just gonna work on dinner. I'm just making an easy oven ready sort of meal, so I'm gonna work on the marinade now, get that in the oven. Dinner is basically all set. I put it skin side down, I rotate it, and I'm about to pour over this honey soy marinade. This just roasts in the oven for 50 minutes and then cook some rice and then eat. So easy, so good. Just like that, with a few bastes, she's good to go. Delish. Ready to eat. And we also started a new K-drama because we finished True Beauty, having a total pivot in genre, as this is a show called Flower of Evil, I want to say, and it's about a police officer and her serial killer husband. So cheers. And just like that, back in bed, gonna do more reading of Rhythm of War, and then I will start the Bone season tomorrow, most likely. Flower of Evil, we've now seen 2 episodes. It's really interesting. I'm curious about how it's going to evolve because it's 16 episodes, and so far what's been revealed is the synopsis, so I just feel like it's going to escalate in like some wild directions, but I'm not sure, so we shall see. But in the meantime, Rhythm of War time. I'm gonna try to read at least 50 or 60 more pages tonight, go to sleep, and then obviously read more tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. Oop, that's a bad shot. There we go. Cup of joe. Dressed and in my office this morning. Got my cup of coffee because I'm about to have a productive little moment to myself before I actually start my work day, and that is I'm actually going to start a new Skillshare class. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video is kindly sponsored by Skillshare, which is a service I've used now for many, many years, and in general I've just been such a huge fan. But if you're not familiar, Skillshare is an online creative learning tool. They have thousands upon thousands of different classes across so many different verticals. I personally love Skillshare, not only for the huge variety of topics you can kind of learn more about, but also how digestible and easy their classes are to kind of like pop in and pop out. So many of their classes are easy to take at a lunch break, right before your work day. Just so easy to kind of fit into your day and into your schedule. Throughout the years of using Skillshare, I have taken so many different types of classes. I've taken professional-based classes like photography and video editing, and even some marketing and coding-based classes, which I need for like my work. But I have also loved taking more lifestyle-based classes. I've taken classes on plants and coffee and cooking, just so many different things, and it's brought me so much joy. They're just fun. I've learned so many things. Particularly, I've learned how to sear a steak very well thanks to Skillshare in a particular grilling class I took, so shout out to that. It's honestly the perfect platform whether you're a dabbler, whether you're trying to expand your skills, or you're already a master in an area. There's so many different levels and types of classes you're able to check out on the platform. Instead of their incredible catalog of classes, they also have a fantastic community that allows you to connect easier with fellow creatives, and they also allow you to sign up for a live class upon signing up for a new membership, which I think is really, really cool. But this morning, I am actually starting a new class, which I am thrilled about because they have these really cool original classes which have really great hosts, which I'll flip you around. And the class is the Ultimate Self-Care Playbook, Discover and Nurture Your Centered Self. And you might recognize this man, whom I love. And I'm so looking forward to starting this class because honestly, I could use some tips to, you know, create better habits for self-care for myself. So I'm hoping, you know, this expert here will be able to give me what I need. I of course have an offer for you guys. The first 1,000 people to click the link in my description below will be able to get Skillshare Premium for 1 month free. And then from there, you're able to start exploring your creativity today. Big shout out to them. I'm now gonna get started on my class, but thanks again to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Finished my class, wanted to show off my outfit, and hey look, a delivery arrived. Oh yes, so we're gonna start the building process of these 4 shelves. I have no idea how long it's going to take. We're gonna start now, put them all up, and then from there, film an unboxing video for all of my books. One shelf down. We've come to the conclusion that this might not take as long as we initially thought. We've also realized I'm quicker at it than Clay. First one is going up. Bookshelf number 2, and then our lunch break is over and we gotta take a break until this evening. But honestly, very pleased with the amount of progress we've made in about an hour and a half. So Matilda is incredibly confused, but she's vibing. Sammy's are out of the oven. I'm just gonna top with some red onion and arugula and some condiments. Eat, and then it's back to the old office. Hi friends, it is about 6:30. I've wrapped up work, and Clay and I also wrapped up building that final shelf. I'm going to actually sit down for a bit, play some Breath of the Wild, try to beat this boss that keeps killing me, and listen to my audiobook. But before I do that, I do feel like I owe you a reading check-in for Rhythm of War. So I've read over 100 pages of Rhythm of War, and that puts me squarely like past the 500 page mark, which makes me feel like I'm definitely like in the thick of it, or like starting to approach the thick of it, if that makes sense. Because obviously these books are like 1400 pages long. Like the first 100, 200 pages are always incredibly interesting, but also kind of setting up the characters, like where they need to go / what they need to do for all the events for the rest of the book to kind of take place. And where we've ended up, I'm just really entertained by it. Adeline and Shalyn, we'll make it more of a deep dive on their relationship, but I'm getting more POV chapters from Adeline, who I've like liked and disliked in the past, but he's really charming and he's definitely charmed me. And they're in an area called Shadesmere, which is just kind of an unusual place, and I also just feels like gives us more background on the ancient aspect of the magic and the bonds within this book, which I think is super, super cool, and I'm really, really, really liking that a lot. I also just feel like there's so much emotional depth to this book. In all of the books, I feel like the emotional state of all of the characters is definitely very central to the story, and Brandon Sanderson does not shy away from talking in depth about topics like depression and other like ways characters deal with intense trauma of being the chosen one, of being in war and trying to save the world and trying to save your friend and failing, and like what that does to someone. And in this book, we really follow 2 characters who are some of my fave, Shalyn and Kaladin, who historically have really struggled with depression. And we kind of see them approach these topics in different ways, particularly with Kaladin's character. He's kind of confronting some of his issues within this book, and it's definitely like emotional, but I'm really hopeful that we'll see him kind of reach a new level of understanding in regards to himself and his emotions and like what he's worthy of. And then obviously Shalyn is breaking my heart in this book. Oh my gosh, I hope and pray she's going to be okay. But yeah, I just feel like Brandon Sanderson really artfully combines like so much emotional stakes and connection with his characters with such huge political movements throughout these mega long fantasy books, and I'm just so invested. Past the 500 page mark now. I am going to shift to reading the Bone season tonight. I'm going to start that. I feel like I've been putting that off a bit, so I'm going to start that tonight and listen to some of the Subtle Knife now whilst I play Breath of the Wild. So that is my reading update. I also need to take out all of the books out of my boxes ahead of tomorrow because I want to film a bookshelf organization video, but I'm gonna do it right in the morning or when I wake up when I have really good lighting. It's kind of dark now, so anyway, I'm just rambling, but Matilda and I are gonna do some relaxing on the couch. We'll check in a little. Dinner process has begun. Gonna cook some turkey meatballs, which we'll also have for lunch tomorrow because there's a lot. And I'm also gonna make some broccoli and quinoa. Isn't that right, Matilda? Alrighty, so sauteing some broccoli, getting it nice and brown. And then I'm gonna add garlic and lemon. I'm also gonna steam it a bit in this pan, but first I'm browning it. I've got my quinoa cooking. I got my meatballs cooking. Froggy lens. And there's the lemon and the garlic. And then I'm also gonna heat up just some canned pasta sauce to put some of the meatballs in. Should be good. And a bon appetit, everyone. Just wanted to give you guys a quick overview. All my books are out. My shelves are built. I honestly can't believe we've reached this point. I feel like I've been waiting for them for so long. I also don't even know what to do with all this space. I've never had this much bookshelf space before, but I'm gonna organize this tomorrow. But now I'm going to go and read The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon in bed and elevate and ice my foot because I heard it a week ago and I've been bad about that. So cheers. Matilda and I and a cozy candle. Just reading. I have read not very much. I've read 30 pages of this book, but I would say it starts off pretty snappy. This is a reread for me, but I read this book for the first time when it came out. So like 5-6 years ago at this point. So I don't remember much, but I think the setting is really interesting so far. The magic is really interesting. And I'm curious to see how it's going to evolve. I feel like I'm going to like this first one, but I feel like if I continue on with the rest of the series, I'll love the next couple, but we'll see. Maybe I'll love this too. But I'm gonna keep reading and then go to sleep like Matilda. Hi everyone, good morning. Standing a little further away than usual from my mirror because we've got a bit of a barrier in place. I am so excited to assemble my bookshelves. I have my camera all set up. I'm gonna do that at lunchtime or around lunchtime because I have a fast lunch squared away so I can kind of get this all ready to go. But before I go into work, I actually wanted to do a bit of a reading update. So last night and this morning, I did get some reading done and I wanted to talk about it. Namely, I read 130 pages of The Bone Season, and I have to say, this book reads so quickly. It's hard to put down, which is definitely to its benefit. I'm looking forward to reading more today. I feel like I will be able to kind of like fly through this book, which feels good. When I first read this book many years ago, I did give it 5 stars. I'm curious to see if that rating holds up, but to give you guys a bit of context about what this book is about, we follow our main character, Paige, and she lives in a world where people can have clairvoyant abilities, which essentially has different forms and manifestations, but basically people are able to like tap into an ether and like the spirit world. There's more common people who are clairvoyant, like seers or oracles or soothsayers. And then there are more rare forms like herself, and she is a dream walker, which basically allows her to, so far from my understanding, to walk along this aether thing and also penetrate other people's like minds and dreamscapes, which makes her really dangerous. Also in this world, anyone who is clairvoyant is like imprisoned. It's illegal to have any type of magical ability, which drives a lot of people underground, and also working for like criminal rings to make a living and also to provide safety from being arrested. At the beginning of this book, our main character, Paige, is arrested, and instead of going to what she expects, which is kind of like a prison called the Tower, what was thought to be a lost city, the city of Oxford, and she basically is indoctrinated into this like new place to kind of fight against these monsters, and it's run by these other beings that basically came to our world 200 years power in line with kind of the arrival of the magic itself. And she quickly realizes that there's kind of a political conspiracy at play because these other beings are, I don't really know what to call them. I kind of get like angel vibes from them. They're like sanctimonious. They are like, feel like they're better than everyone else, including humans. And they're basically trying to like rule humanity. They're like tall and strong and like whatever. And they're basically creating this human army to help fight against this other creature called the Amin, and they're like parasitic and they've taken over their world, which is why they want the human world. But you quickly get this sense of they're hiding something and there's like more to the story, but we don't know. And we're also following Paige. She's kind of like thrown into this very bizarre situation where all these humans are basically forced to work and serve these other beings, including herself. And they're kind of put through these sort of like military trials. She's like trying to keep her powers hidden because it's very rare. And there just seems to be like more going on behind the scenes. Again, this book reads really, really quickly. It's very intense, very, very brutal, and you're kind of just thrown in. But Paige is a really likable main character. She's strong, she's very focused, and I don't know, I like reading from her point of view. I feel like the world building has been very quick as well. I feel like we've gotten a lot of information to a pretty complex world very quickly, but without too much like stress. Like it hasn't been like boring or info dumpy. I'm curious to see how the character relationships continue to evolve. I feel like while Paige has been really fleshed out, some of the side characters haven't been totally fleshed out. We've already had some like tragic moments which have helped serve the plot, but I haven't been super emotionally connected. The piece I am most concerned about and interested in is going to be the romance, because I do remember it vaguely, and I'm not crazy into this idea of like a captor capd like romance, but we'll see. This book has a lot of fans, and I know the story is going to expand far beyond what's happening in the first book events. Like I know this is going to be a super long series, so I'm kind of just reading it with an open mind. I'm also understanding that this book came out in 2013, so it's going to have some like classic dystopian trends that were present in that time. But so far I'm liking the writing. I think it's really engaging, and I'm curious to see how it expands. And regardless, I'm going to continue on with the rest of the books, but so far it's definitely captured my attention very fast. So I'll read more later, but just wanted to say good morning. I have read 130 pages of this, read 100 pages of Rhythm of War, and last night when I was playing Breath of the Wild, I read about 40 pages of The Subtle Knife. So all in all, I'm at just under 300 pages, which I think is pretty good for like 2 days. So anyway, I'm rambling, so I'm gonna go. Peace out. Goodbye. All right, I've started the process of organizing the books. I honestly have no plan, so I feel like I'm gonna be moving these books around a lot. I'm so tired. I'm so sweaty. I still have all of these books left. I'm just taking a bit of a breather because I was like, ugh. But I don't know, I think it's looking good so far. I have still a lot of space. Like I haven't had to do any space-saving tricks. I like books laying on their side. I think it kind of like breaks up. I don't like when books are like, personally, I don't like when it's just like one long line. I like when there's like different directions going on, but anywho, I should probably get back to it, but I just wanted to give you guys an update. And lunch is just a reprisal of dinner last night, some quinoa, turkey meatballs, gonna put on some 90 Day Fiancé, and it's back to it. Hi, today has been a little chaotic, but I have a few updates. So obviously I did all of my books, but I also did some rearranging, so let me show you. So before I had my desk in the middle, which I think if you were a normal person who didn't need to film videos in front of a bookshelf, that would be really functional, and maybe it would be, like I can always rearrange it, but I've actually decided to push my desk against the wall. Weirdly too, I feel like I'm more productive on my desk against the wall. Anyone else? Is that like a thing, like a mental thing? I'm not sure. Plus the window right there is really nice. And then for now I have nothing in the middle, but I have ordered like a big reading chair, which I think would be like nice kind of at an angle. I can get a little table, I can like read with my books behind me, film, all of that, but that's sort of the update there. This office has really come together. There's still, you know, stuff I need to put away, to be honest, and I need art so very badly, but you know, things are getting cute, things are getting final. We're definitely in a good spot, so cheers. And then the other desk update, let me bring you to the bedroom, is that Clay actually spent a large part of today building his desks, because Clay will be working, he has an office and he will be going back to the office when it's safe, but for the next at least 4-6 months he will be working from home still, which is exciting. We've enjoyed working side by side, and then I'm always working from home forever, at least for now, forever for now. As I think I mentioned in one of my recent videos, but I do freelance work now, so I am work from home. Matilda is my only co-worker, but yeah, I am pretty jazzed. Just look at that view, stunning. We're on our way to get some chicken
nuggets
wings. We've arrived. Pluckers. God bless fried pickles, everyone. It's happening, folks. Look at all that ranch.
Look at all that ranch.
Home and laundered. I have a face mask on. Clay is watching football, and he's actually about to go leave to meet up with a friend, and I am going to lay in bed, read The Bone Season, and I think watch some K-dramas. Having a relaxing Thursday over here for me, anyway. Driving and trying to finally catch up on My Roommate is a Gumio, which I'm really enjoying. It's funny, it's kitschy, and I just haven't watched it in weeks, so that's what Matilda and I are doing right now. The issue is I like the second lead more, which is always so tragic because you know it's not going to work out for you. But anyway, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to read. One episode of that K-drama down. I'm so proud of myself. I stopped after one episode. Because now, friends, I am going to read. I'm going to work to get over the 200-page mark, which will put me just under 400 pages for this reading vlog, and then I plan to read tomorrow morning before work and hopefully at lunch, but we'll see. I might even be able to read more than 200 pages. TBD though. I've been falling asleep really early every night, so TBD. But I'm gonna sit down now. This book is paced so quickly, so I feel like once I get started it'll be hard to put down, which is kind of exactly what I need right now. I'm really hoping to read a lot this month, so I'm just trying to stay focused, laser focused, eye on the prize, if you will, so let's get to it. Hi friends, happy, you might be expecting me to say Friday, but it's actually Sunday. Let me flip you around. So funny story is, Friday just got away from me. It was just really busy. I didn't have much time to vlog or read for that matter, but it is Sunday at around 11:30 a.m. and I'm about to have the most relaxing day of my life, and I truly cannot wait. Also, just to take you along, I've also been doing some reading, and I wanted to give you guys a bit of a reading update for The Bone Season. I'm also planning on finishing this book today, play some Breath of the Wild, listen to my audiobook, all that stuff, and then we'll wrap up the vlog together. So, exciting things. Happy Sunday. So actually a quick reading update. As I may not have said, I have 100 pages left of this book, and I'm really liking it. It is actually a lot more intense and more intricate than I remember. I think when I first read it, I was more focused on the perceived romance, and I was kind of not really paying attention to other elements as much. But what's really calling out to me, one, is I really enjoy the magic. I would say this first book is definitely very focused on world building, which makes sense because I think this series is gonna have 10 books, so there's just so many places that the author can go. But I love the magic, this clairvoyant, all the different classes, all the different sub-classes within each one. It's just really interesting. And I just think it makes a really fascinating world. The political situation is fascinating as well. It's set in the UK and it's like an isolated situation. And the government there is called Scion, and as I mentioned, they are anti-clairvoyant in every way, shape, and form, but you quickly realize it might be because an outside like world is impacting that policy. But my favorite part of this book, and it's been kind of included throughout this entire story through like Paige's memories and just like through various situations, is the power of the syndicates, these sort of underground crime dens where clairvoyants kind of gather together. And I'm really hoping that the next books kind of more focus on those syndicates because they're just cool, you know? But I'm really liking Paige. The story itself is really intense. It has an interesting setting in Oxford, and obviously all these clairvoyants have been imprisoned there and kind of brainwashed to either follow these new like overlords and like be happy to serve them, or they are, you know, mistreated and kind of cast out. But so many clairvoyants in this world don't really have many places to turn to, because even if they weren't imprisoned in Oxford, they could be imprisoned in Scion, or they have to live in hiding. And if they're not like an interesting or really powerful clairvoyant, the underground sort of syndicates wouldn't really be interested in them. So a lot of them don't have very many places to turn to, which is kind of why they're turning to these other beings despite the fact that they're evil. But yeah, I find the training and a lot of the combat to be really, really intense. I do feel like the story is escalating, and I appreciate some of the side characters as well. I only have about 100 pages left. I feel like this book is like a solid 4-star read for me, but I'm really interested in the world and the characters, and I have a feeling I'm gonna get really into this series like throughout the later books. But I do feel like so far this has been a strong introduction to this world, magic, and setting, and I'm liking it. And I'm curious to see how the last 100 pages goes down and just kind of like learning more, because I feel like there's just like a lot of hints to like politics, which I like. I like that it's kind of like still ongoing, we're still unraveling, but like even these other people called the Rephians, like there seems to be divisions internally within them, and they have their own issues in their own world, and they also detest some of them detest each other, and there's just like not a lot of clarity as to like what's going on there, and I'm very curious to see, you know, how that's going to unfurl. So plan today is to definitely finish this book, not an issue. I'm going to make lunch now and I think watch some 90 Day Fiancé, but just wanted to check in and say happy Sunday. I'm sorry this vlog had a 2-day skip, but sometimes things just happen. But it kind of worked out because now I'll be able to finish the bone season for this vlog, which I'm really enjoying. You already know it's going down, and I'm about to start a new season of 90 Day Fiancé. We are blessed in this Chili's tonight. 90 Day Fiancé, fall candle, pizza rolls. We love it all. That second cup of the day, Sunday coffee vibes. Yes, gonna finish my episode of 90 Day Fiancé. And then I'm gonna finish the bone season. I love relaxing, man, it's the best. All right, it's time everyone. I'm gonna finish the bone season, and then maybe I'll get dressed for the day. You know, just my to-do list. Guys, I finished the bone season and I got dressed. Honestly, I really liked the bone season. It actually ended differently than I remember, like in a good way, and I also appreciated a lot of the dialogue between our main character and the warden, and just like the overall vibe was like very on point, and I'm very much looking forward to picking up, it's right there, whoop, the mime order very, very soon. But now I'm gonna go play Breath of the Wild and listen to some of The Subtle Knife, and then I'll probably wrap up this vlog because I took a 2-day break. I read so much. Cheers. All right, speaker is on. Now I just need to locate my controller. And it's game time. Millie is not hanging out with me, if anyone was concerned. She got tired of me. Isn't that right, Millie? You got tired of me. Yeah. Sunday vibes. Hi guys, it's Reagan and welcome to the end of the vlog. The next day, just wanted to quickly pop in and wrap up everything I was able to read because honestly, it was kind of a lot. So we'll just run through it. So first and foremost, around 100 pages of Rhythm of War, making my way through this book. I'm really hoping I either finish or I'm close to finish with this book by the end of the month. So somebody hold me accountable. And then I read about 4 hours of the audiobook of The Subtle Knife. I'm really liking this one. I feel like also there's a lot of science in it, and I think partially because it's set in our world, like the terminology that's used to describe the science is not that I understand dark matter or physics in that capacity, but it's like terms I've heard before, so it's interesting to see that kind of paralleled with more fantastical terms that we ran into in the Golden Compass. So I think just that sort of situation is really, really fascinating. Dust, dark matter, all of that I'm just really liking. On track to hopefully finish that audiobook this week. And then obviously the bulk of what I read was the entirety of The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. I liked this book. I do feel like there were some elements that was a product of its time, but I thought it was a very solid first book in a new series. I think there's so much that there's so many places this book in this series could now go just based on how it was set up. The magic, I really liked the main character. I'm just curious, and I will be reading the Mime Order soon. I am still really sad the third book has a completely different cover, but you know, I guess that's besides the point. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you soon with another one soon. Goodbye.